Hello and welcome back to another Rush Duel Links video. Today we have just had the notice for the Forbidden/Limited list and skill balance update, which we have been waiting for a little bit. Now apologies again if I do sound a little bit weird, I have literally just rolled out of bed and we are going to jump straight into this. So we did recently make a prediction/wishlist video. Now the meta at the moment is actually a pretty good spot. There's a lot of decks that are actually relatively similar in power level. The one that really does stand out in my opinion is Elemental Heroes. That deck is a little bit too strong on the rush side. That's the deck I would like to see hit the most. I think we really have to see Elemental Circulation take a hit, whether or not it goes to 3 or goes to 2. I think it definitely does need a hit. In my ideal world, we would see everything else get hit as well. We want to see Strange Cat get hit. We want to see Extraplorer get hit. We basically want to see all of the stronger decks get just a little bit of a hit. So we kind of bring the weaker decks up a little bit. Because typically, Konami doesn't like to change skills, so we're not really expecting anything from that side. So we'll jump straight in and see what exactly we have. So for speed, Predaplants, Orchestrated Babel is unlimited. I mean, that's pretty good. I'm a big Orcus player. Obviously, we're not a big speed channel, so we're just going to kind of zoom through this. Rush, there are no changes. So this is what I was kind of scared of, is they might just change nothing, because like I said, the meta isn't in like a horrible spot right now, which, I mean, that's a good thing, right? If we don't have to change anything, that's fine, but obviously we want to see a bit of a shake-up, because the meta can feel a little bit stale from time to time. Now, there could still be some skill changes, but I don't know, they don't like changing skills, so we'll have to wait and see. Let's have a look. So we have Rain of Shadows for the Shadow. They're actually changing Theatre of Branded already. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Just all the Avaricious stuff. Galactica Fusion Draw, Joint Tech Stampede, Cybernetic Combat Customization. So they are actually changing 3 skills. This skill will be revised as follows to reduce the consistency of, like, so we're going to nerf Galactica Fusion Draw. Joint Tech Stampede, we are strengthening some character exclusive skills to make them easier to use. So we're buffing Stampede. So Joint Tech's actually a really interesting one, because Joint Tech is fine. Like, it's not overwhelmingly powerful, it's not really good, but it has won a tournament, it has got some tops. It's like, it's not in a bad spot, so buffing it here does feel a bit weird. And then I assume this skill will be strengthened to make Cyber Dragon easy to use. So we are buffing combat customization. Now, we did say in our video as well, we did want to see this skill buffed. What we want to see is the level 7 restriction removed and the ability to search fusion made infinite. I just want to be able to search fusion every single turn. So let's see what we do get. Obviously, we'll just skip through all the speed stuff. What are we going to be seeing? Galactica Fusion Draw. So the changes once per duel. Okay, so I mean, this is like the easy nerf. I think what a lot of people wanted to see from this was that it just didn't give you the plus, and that was originally when this deck was performing a lot better than it has been lately. At the moment, this deck has been slipping a little bit. It hasn't been performing quite as well. And I think what people, like I say, originally wanted was that when you use the skill, you then had to take a card from your hand and put it back into your deck. You had to like shuffle it in so that you didn't get that free plus. It basically broke even. Making it once per duel means you are still plussing, but you're only plussing once. This is going to hurt the deck quite significantly, because this also now means you're going to have a lot more limited access to all of these cards. I think overall this is fine. I think I did want to see this deck get hit. The issue I'm seeing here is we're hitting this deck, but we're not hitting Elemental Heroes. I think it has gone a little bit under the radar, which is a little bit disappointing, because I think Elemental Heroes is a little bit better than Galactica Fusion Draw at the moment. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's really great for us. Joint Tech Stampede is being changed to twice per duel. Okay, so the skill is basically remaining the same, except you can add the card back from your graveyard twice now instead of once, which is actually pretty good. Twice is decent. I think this is a really big buff to this skill, and I think Joint Tech could actually be a pretty strong deck going forward. And overall, I think this is going to be pretty good for the deck. I think, I mean, I'm a big Joint Tech fan, so I'm quite happy to see this buff. And then the big one is the Cyber Dragon skill. Choose one face-up monster on your field with 2100 or 2400 attack, give it 500 attack. You can shuffle one card from your hand into the deck, and if you do, add Proto or Fusion from your deck or go to your hand. So this doesn't have a per turn restriction on it, and we still can't use level 7 monsters. That kind of sucks, but we no longer have the restriction of only being able to search Fusion and Proto once per duel. Okay, I mean, I'm happy with this. I think realistically we could have got rid of the level 7 restriction as well, but this is fine. This is actually going to make Cyber Dragons a lot stronger. The biggest issue the deck has always had is just the inability to just have fusion. So now that we can have fusion every single turn, that's really good. So again, I think I would have liked to be able to play Mirror Innovator in this deck, but I'm not too bent out of shape that we can't. Now, the big issue that I have here is we didn't touch Elemental Circulation, which is actually huge, because that means Baseball can still play it. That means Heroes are obviously still going to be playing this. That means the other decks that were sort of abusing, which is Music Princess is using it, but like they're not using it very much, so I don't know if that really counts. And I don't think it really matters that much if the maximum decks are playing it, but it basically means that those two decks, and I suppose the new Miss Mutton deck as well is also using that engine, are still going to be using that engine, which I think is a little bit disappointing. I think realistically, again, Heroes is the strongest deck in my opinion at the moment. It's been winning the most tournaments. It definitely seems the most consistent. It seems the best kind of suited to play into Shady meta, and it being unhit feels really bad, because now with arguably the second best deck being Galactic Fusion Draw being hit, in fact I think you could maybe arguably say the second best deck is Spellcasters, which was also unhit. This now just means that the top dog is just very clearly going to be Heroes. And again, Spellcasters is now probably just undisputedly the second best deck, which is, again, that's fine. Like, we don't want to see those decks killed. We just don't want to see the power disparity change too much up there, right? We wanted to see everything kind of brought into line, and instead it feels like the strongest decks are being left alone, and Galactic Fusion Draw, which again is already kind of slipping, is now being pushed further down, which is a little bit disappointing. I'm curious to see how Cyber Dragon does perform with this skill change. I think it has potential to do really well, and that is a little bit exciting. I think a lot of people won't like that though, because Cyber Dragon was such a prevalent deck on the ladder for such a long time. But I think it doesn't matter as much anymore, because the ladder is now basically swarmed with Spellcasters and Heroes. So overall, thoughts of this ban list, or I suppose it's literally just a skill rebalance, because from the brush side we didn't get any bans. So I'm gonna go with, this is okay. This isn't great. This isn't awful. Realistically, I really think we should have hit Elemental Circulation. I don't think there's a reason to not hit Elemental Circulation. I think this does feel a little bit tone deaf, like Konami don't really know what the best deck in their game is. And if Konami was paying attention to all the community tournaments, they would see that Hero is performing really well. We could see that Elemental Circulation and Hero package is being abused by a lot of different decks, and it's not just this one thing, it's this big kind of overarching problem. Again, I don't want to be like a big doomsayer. I think this is fine. Like, hitting Galactic Fusion Draw, I still think Galaxy needed to hit. Buffing Jointech, I'm happy with. Buffing Cyber Dragon, I'm happy with. So that's too happy. And again, I did want the Galactic Fusion Draw hit, so that's another good thing. I'm just a little bit disappointed that we didn't hit, like I say, the Spellcasters and Elemental Circulation. I think if we had hit Strange Witch and Elemental Circulation, this would have been pretty much everything I wanted. But because we didn't, a little bit disappointed. But let me know what you think about these changes down in the comments below. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.